Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read-through for MARRIAGETOXIN chapters 95 and 96. I'm excited to get into this because, yeah, I have 2 chapters to read. So I was kind of like behind on things because the place where I usually read from, not officially, they do use the official translation. Again, just, that's, I'm throwing out some not quite so legal means through which I read these, but I just really like this reader so much more than Manga Plus. Like all of the official readers, as much as I want to support officially and as much as I'm gonna be buying the physical volumes to support officially, the online readers at basically any official site really suck. They're just really not good. So I'm reading this somewhere good, somewhere nice, and I'm gonna be reading this, and I don't know if I'm going to do a video every single week whenever every single new chapter comes out, or if I'm gonna, maybe sometimes wait a week or two and then like do 2 or 3 chapters at a time. I don't know yet. It depends on like how busy I am, how much I want to do some other series, because I have so many other series I need to get back to, like seriously. But it depends. If I have like plenty of time and I'm really in the mood for MARRIAGETOXIN because it's quickly become one of my favorites, then it seems like we'll be doing it every single week. But I like letting it build up so that I can read more than like 5 to 7 minutes at a time. But yeah, either way, 95 and 96, I'm excited. This arc's been very good. MARRIAGETOXIN in general has been very good, and I think there was maybe something else I was going to say, but I don't remember it, so let's just start reading. Also, I'm getting to throw up a new volume cover for you since I can't show the actual thing. Look at my wife, Kinasaki, so beautiful. We have the real culprit is a powerless servant. Why did she do it? That can't be. Kikuno, what's going on here? Oni-chan? Due to my line of work, I'm quite sensitive to the smell of medicine. You've got a very strong scent of burn ointment coming from you. Much stronger than I'd expect from everyday injuries. It's like you suffered burns from a big fire. Scent, what are you talking about? You also weren't wearing gloves yesterday, and you look like you're enduring severe pain. You got caught in the fire when Haibu burned himself, didn't you? And then we see the shock on Ushio's face. Mother! And she runs over to her as she collapses. What? She's Ushio-san's... Please, excuse me, but I'll be taking a look at your injuries. And we see the burn scars. Or, like, not even scars, just the wounds. Burns from Haibu's flames. This woman gave birth to the child of Omen. She was to be executed, but, out of mercy, I hired her as a servant. And we see Haichi's reaction here, too. She chose her daughter over my love. I've never seen burns this bad before. It's a miracle she could remain standing this entire time. Oni-chan, you can save her, right? Sorry, just Kinasaki saying Oni-chan is kind of sending me. I'll do everything I can. Hikaru-san, your theory was mostly correct. Only one thing. I had no intention of killing him. On that night, before his final bout with Heisei-sama, I happened to observe his preparations. I didn't realize what he was doing at the time, but it all became clear after their bout. He buried scorching earth at the grounds, and secured the upper hand by enhancing his firepower. No. And, as I thought he would, he tried to do the same for this bout as well. As he was unaware of my past, oh, good timing, come help me out with this. And then she pours it. Or she pulls it away from him, I guess, and ends up spilling it. But please, don't do this. Okay, or no, I'm dumb. Of course she dumps it on him to protect herself from him just using his flames. Please, don't do this. Please face that young lady without resorting to such tricks. This smell, it's forsaken essence. Seriously? Don't get so full of yourself, you servant. Oh, I know. How about I make a mount out of that child of Omen's corpse and put it up in the village hall for all to see? I bet that'll serve as a good warning for everyone. And that's when she stabs him. Huh? Eek! And she starts running. But we see him smile maniacally and throw flames toward her. And then it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. I need to run, or he'll kill me. When I came to my senses, it was already morning. Unreasonable as it was, I had a feeling, says Ushio. From the very first time I saw you, I knew you were probably my mother. That's why, in order to confirm my hunch, I went to your room last night to pay you a visit, but you weren't there. I waited a while, but you still didn't come, so I gave up and went back to my room. The moment I heard about Haibu's death, I figured that's probably what happened. Ushio-san kept insisting that she was the killer to cover up for her mother. I'm sorry. I always regretted throwing you away. I should have just chosen to run away with you instead. Kikuno-san, please don't push yourself. I was so happy when I saw you alive. I was so close to tears. What are you even saying? There's no way I can forgive you. After all this time, but I'm also very happy to have met you, Mother. Ushio is so good. Ushio is like the best of the female lead characters so far, and that's a high hurdle. That's a high bar. Hikaru-san, please take care of my daughter. Okay, she can't die now. You can't, like, just die and leave that weight on him, and it's like, now if Geto doesn't choose to be with Ushio, it's like he seems horrible. I still think at this point harem route has got to be the way to go, but damn. She loses consciousness. And then Kikuno, Haibe picks her up and then burns his clothes off with his flames. We shall hold the final bout as planned. And he cremates her. Ushio, you hope to be with your mother, yes? And then what are you? Sorry, I skipped that one. Fret not. I shall send you after her soon enough. The fires of rage will burn everything in sight. This is such a good arc. Especially after I said last time was so comedic, this one taking such a serious turn. Again, though, having her mother die, and then it's like, okay, now Geto, you're going to seem like a bad person if you don't go the Uchiho route. But I love this as we set it up as, oh, she's going to fight the next heir or whatever. And we had this huge layer of intrigue with the murder mystery and everything. And then we end up finishing it off with, again, I'm assuming he mentioned his love for her. Like, she was one of many wives, I guess. And he is also Ushio's, like, father, of course, because of the way the family works and everything. And instead of getting her versus Haibu, it's her versus the leader, her father. Like, I think this is a much more impactful ending for this. Especially if I feel like things are going to go kind of crazy. We're going to have to get involvement from characters like Geto, because of course he's the main character. He's always going to have to get involved. But especially if we really, really, really give Ushio this fight and really let her show off and maybe even win on her own against him. I think that's so huge and that's so big. And we've been getting so much of Heisei and Haichi, and Heisei was robbed out of his inheritance. Haichi seems to have some level of, empathy for everything that's going on. It feels like we're maybe going to leave this arc with Haibe either dead or just not, like, stepping down from leadership. Ushio, of course, probably isn't going to want to return. She's going to be her own person. She's going to want to go back and have her business not interrupted by the family. And I think we're going to leave this arc with Heisei getting his rightful place as leader or Haichi becoming leader. Heisei, there's the argument that it was his rightful place, but the argument against it is that he hasn't really been portrayed much as a character. We know he was spying on them, so we know he's been doing something, but so far he hasn't been portrayed much as a character. We haven't seen him do much, but Haichi is a character we've seen more of character-wise, that it might be more satisfying to see taken over. And also you could have it be the thing where, in Marriage Toxin, gender roles have played a big role in the story so far. So it could be this reversal of roles where before women in the family weren't even allowed to learn the fire user techniques, but we'll have a woman to become leader next with Haichi taking power. And again, I think it would be a very reasonable twist, and not even really a twist, if they were just like, oh yeah, she secretly learned the techniques. Like, I would not be surprised at all if we get that. But either way, that's my thoughts on this chapter. I had a lot to discuss because it was a very, very, very extremely incredibly good. It was amazing. I love Marriage Toxin. Okay, let's go to 96. Alright, this one starts with, all that lies in his path shall be incinerated to dust. Kikuno, you are nothing but a woman, powerless and frail. Despite that, I let you live, and this is how you repay me. And again, we're seeing, again, the whole gender stuff playing a big role in what's happening here. So again, if he gets taken down by Ushio, that's just even more. You've gone and made a mess of everything. The root of all evil must be burned away. Ushio, we shall head to the bout grounds at once. I will personally turn you to dust. And then she steels herself. Bring it on. I take it our previous agreement still stands. If I win, then we shall never again interfere in your life. Wait, please, says Haichi. Father, we have yet to hold Haibu's funeral fire right. Haibu? Who's that? Man, all of his faces are so good too. What a villain. I love him. I don't believe I know of anyone in the Fire Clan who would let himself be killed by a lowly servant. What? But he was even appointed as the next clan head. Ushio-san, don't go. The scorching earth that Haibu planted in the bout grounds is still there. If Father gets his hands on that, you... And she freezes up. Silence, woman. What a panel. What a wild panel. This is so good. Marriage Toxin is peak. Okay, and we have them at the fighting grounds. And again, I just feel like Haichi and Heisei are going to play more of a role. The root of it all. The Fire Clan's fall from the top 5 families. The loss of Haibu as our successor. And the loss of the love of my life, Kikuno. This is all because we've disobeyed the will of the dragon and let this child of Omen live. And of course, from his perspective, they're like he grows up his entire life being told, hey, you know, if the child of Omen lives, bad things are going to happen. And then the child of Omen lives, and really bad things happen. The Fire Clan shall rise again once I burn her to cinders. I shall show you the true essence of the way of the fire. Kado, the way of the fire, goes beyond merely killing. Flowers, leaves, trunk, roots. It is a comprehensive art form. That is the culmination of a vast tree of flames. The world shall end in fire. Armageddon. Hikaru-san, Mei-san, you must hurry and get away from the village. Father's basically a walking natural disaster at full power. He'll burn everything in sight down to the ground, and no one can stop him. Hold it. Nobody's getting away. Is this going to be the ones when they first entered? Your lives were over the moment you stepped into this village. So they never intended to let us go back alive? Who are these guys? The clan head's personal subjugation squad, the 6 disaster dragons. They're all as powerful as Haibu. And we're getting actual boxes for them? Yes! You know, we're merciful in the Fire Clan. I'll instantly burn you to a crisp so you don't have to suffer. Hainosuke Kurokawa, or Kurokawa Hainosuke, I'll flip the names back. Haibei's nephew, Way of the Fire, Kado, 6 Dan. And then, swish swash swoosh, bub blub glub. Kurokawa Haikichi, Haibei's younger brother. This is the younger brother. Way of the Fire Kado, 8th Dan. Since Grandpa's here, I can just go with low flame, right? Kurokawa Hayato, Haibei's grandnephew, Way of the Fire, Kado, 7th Dan. No, young Master Hayato, the strong must always burn on high flame. Taharas or Sumizo, branch family head, way of the smoke, Endo, 5th dan. And then, so if I pitch in here, Haibe-chan's gonna be especially nice to me. Tahara Tankin, branch family deputy head, way of the smoke, Endo, 6th dan. So is she allowed to learn because she's learning smoke instead of fire? Or is she, you know, maybe a trans or at least femboy situation? Or is she the wife of Sumizo? Like, the way she's talking about Haibe, it seems like there may be some uckledry of the cuck variety going on. But, you know, they do have the same family name. They're both from the branch family here. Death and Hellfire. 20 in all enemies of the clan head. Kurokawa Makizo, family errand runner. Way of the Heat. Nendo, 9th dan. And they all jump in. And, damn it. I kind of wanted an actual, like, fight or something. But they're just instantly taken out. I love this just 2-panel instant loss. It's so good, too. The way you see all of them taken down in different ways. I love the one with the backpack rondosero or whatever they're called, and it's just, like, flipped up over his head. Just absolutely demolished. What? How in the... Each of the 6 disaster dragons is said to rival a whole army and division, or a whole army division in power, and yet he took them all down in a flash? Who in the world are you? Gero Hikaru, a poison user. Gero, what's a top 5 family member like you doing here? No, more importantly, you must go and save Ushio-san. You, Haibe, and Kikuno-san as well. I really do hope that she gets to have her own fight. You've all severely misjudged her strength. And then we've faced off and seriously tried to kill each other once before. That's why I know Ushio would never resort to a sneak attack. Altered lineage amplified. Armageddon. Because, and I'm getting chills, this is so good. And she uppercuts him. An entire page, that's so good. And then another entire page with the fist crushing his face in. She doesn't have to. The ties of fate snuffed out in one blow. MARRIAGETOXIN's peak. Like, how is this... I'm almost kind of glad it's not more popular because fan bases are so terrible these days. You gotta gatekeep what you love. But Jump doesn't have anything else touching this right now. MARRIAGETOXIN is Jump's peak right now. Absolutely goated. That's so freaking cool looking. The art is just incredible. I don't think anything going on right now has nicer looking art to me. And I love the characters and story. Like, the fight wasn't some really cool choreographed fight, which is a little bit of a bummer, honestly. But, I don't know. We're focused on the characters, we're focused on the story, we're focused less on the fights. And it's just cool. It's just so cool. Alright, that's where we're ending this one. Thank you so much for watching. I loved these 2 chapters. Loved them. This one was incredible too. Like if you did like the video. Comment down there. Tell me what you thought of this chapter, these 2 chapters, my thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more MARRIAGETOXIN, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you'd like to help support the channel, just drop a super thanks down below. But if you want to help support the channel and get something back yourself, if you want to get One Piece videos a little bit early, if you want to get... I'm going to check and see if One Piece is out after recording this. It hasn't been out so far, but if it's out, I'll record it once I'm done doing this outro. If you want those One Piece videos early, though, if you want them when the scans come out rather than when the official comes out, or if you also want your name at the end of every single video, hit join down below. Also, you're helping support the channel, helping me keep making videos. Hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you so much to people who are already patrons and members. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Holly, Magical Girls, FR Nono, Abyss Knight, JA, VD Man, Irony, Javerton Students, David Link, Sevenfolded Goal, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element. Pate Ardealol. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.